So I want you to understand this principle. And actually, to understand it, you need to write it down. It says this: if I want to be a disciple, inward change will eventually be seen outwardly. There'll be fruit. It will happen. No fruit happens instantly. If you plant an orange tree today, you can't expect to go out tomorrow morning and get orange juice. As we mature, fruit matures. It takes time. Let me give you an example of inward change and why it's important to be seen outwardly. That's those characteristics. They start inwardly, but they're going to show themselves outwardly. Just a few weeks ago, we were in Israel, and I take a pastor with us. So Linda and I took Pastor Eric with us this year. And Eric was going through the security line in Orlando. And as he got there, I didn't know this till afterward, he gave the passport to the individual in the security line, and the agent looked at him, looked at the passport, and said, "Sir, step over here. This is not your passport." And Eric said, "Well, it is my passport." He says, "Look, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at you. This is not your passport." So I was getting a little serious and whatever. And Eric just kind of spent some time going to him, and he says, No, this picture is me. It was taken a couple years ago. This is me. Just in the last year, I lost 100 pounds, but that is me. And the guy went, "Okay, I guess it's you." And then here's what he said: "How did you do it?" See, he could see the change. And so he not only, when he finally realized it was Eric, he wanted to know how. That's exactly what God wants in our life. When you and I change, the world stands up and takes notice. Well, that's not the same person I knew. And they ask us, how did that happen? Now, let me show you why that's powerful. That's what God specifically wants. Look at John 15:8 again, and let me read it to you in the New Living Translation. It's so powerful. When Jesus says, when you produce much fruit, in other words, it starts inwardly, but it's going to be seen outwardly, then you are my true disciples. Look at the last part of that verse. This brings great glory to my Father. When we begin thinking and acting and ministering like Jesus, people stand up and they take notice and they say, as he said to Eric, "How did you lose the weight?" To us, they say, "How did you change like that?" And here's what I want you to write. This is what Jesus was trying to say to us. Sticky word equals spiritual fruit. And we then make God look good.